Hey everyone, and welcome back to Joy at Work. All right, today I want to talk about feedback. Yep, you heard me, feedback. It's talked a lot about in the workplace, talked a lot about in almost every context where human beings are interacting with each other. What are people telling me? Um, and we often talk about feedback in the context of somebody giving someone else feedback. And then that's important. That needs to be done well, and it's needed. But the reality is, most of us are not great at giving feedback. Feedback's actually pretty tough to give. It can be very, very uncomfortable, right? Because if you're in the position of giving it, you might be trying to balance sharing feedback and then at the same time not pushing the person away. So feedback given is extremely difficult, but still something that needs to be done. But for this vlog, I really want to focus on feedback receiving. And I actually just want to spend a few minutes, if you will, talking about the fact that we are always receiving feedback from those around us. It's really a question of, are we paying attention? And in my growth, in my career, it's very easy to discard the feedback that you're receiving because we often think that feedback is explicit, right? Somebody's going to pull you into a room and tell you, here, I have some feedback for you. And that's important. People need to do that. But people give us feedback all the time. When you're in a meeting and someone's on their phone, it's feedback. When they're slouched in a chair and not paying attention to you, or not making eye contact, or bodily take up some bodily positions, right? That's all feedback. Or what they're not willing to say is feedback in that moment. And for the person who really values feedback, who wants to grow, who wants to use feedback as almost a competitive edge, if you will, you have to ask questions, you have to dig, you have to explore, you have to desire to understand what's going on. You have to be curious about what people are radiating back to you, right? And just stop and say, hey, what's being said to me in this moment, and what can I do differently, or how can I learn from this experience? This also has to do a little bit with some self-awareness, right? Like, it's very easy to get lost in ourselves, that we don't pay attention to everything else going on around us. Feedback is extremely important. People who perform or do shows know the importance of kind of reading the audience, right? And so at every point, we need to read the audience. We need to read what people are saying back to us and how they're saying it back to us, and use that as an opportunity to explore and figure out things we could do differently, or need to maybe take a different perspective on. So if you just view all your interactions as containing feedback to some degree, then there's a wealth of opportunity in that. Now, just because people are giving you feedback doesn't mean you need to accept everything. Some feedback is definitely noise, but my observation is that we discard all feedback, all implicit feedback, as noise, whereas there's often signals, very important signals, that people are sending us that we can use to our benefit. So pay attention to feedback, take out of it the stuff that makes you better, helps you grow, makes you more effective at doing what you're trying to do, and then we're all just better for it. Thanks for tuning in. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. See you next time. Bye.